Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. My power is out because we're getting a huge rainstorm right now. And so I'm in my truck. So I had to set everything up in my truck because I didn't have time to set up a generator. Literally just went out. Still waiting for everybody to jump on too. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go on, but I got my inverter in my truck. I have my mini hooked up on the back of my truck, which I didn't even align. So we'll see how good this goes. Can you guys hear me okay at least? Let me know if you can't hear me or if there's something wrong. So far, it looks good. Tonight, building a hound. Um, Waiting on Dustin to jump on. We'll bust into it a little bit. Just going to talk about, the guy who won, that I can hear you. All right. Making sure, yes, you're good. Beautiful. And I don't know how to work the phone system yet. It's pretty new, and they just upgraded everything. So we'll see how bad we can make it. Tonight I want to talk about, well, first let's talk about the Hound Rendezvous. August 20, I always forget the dates, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, Young, Arizona. You can go to azwda.com and it's going to tell you everything. Well, it'll send you to azhhr.com, either one of those. If you have any ideas for the show or guests, freecasting without the G podcast at gmail.com. Send me an email and tell me some ideas. What else we got going on? A squirrel hunt. So we're going to help put on a squirrel hunt in White Mountains of Arizona, teaming up with the youth. Gosh dang it. I just got this all set up. Youth Outfitters. I should have wrote it down. Anyways, if you go to azwda.com, that will take you to a link. And if you want to bring your kids squirrel hunting, I'm going to have Stinker there. So we're kind of, it'll kind of be a introduction of dogs to this. They've never done the dog thing before, so we're going to do it. Let me see here. How hot will it be? I can't do the heat without a lake nearby. I might be warm. It wasn't too bad. Probably going to get rained out. So, oops, get out of here. We're probably going to get some rain at this point, the way it's going right now. I'm getting dumped on right now. Really dumped on. So, I'm soaking wet, sitting in my truck. Windows are fogged up. So, evening from Phoenix. 106 degrees in Phoenix right now. Yeah, no. It is. I can't get out of my phone. It's probably 70 degrees here, 60 degrees. Other than that, trying to think what else we got going on. Let me see if I can get Dustin on. Man, when you're 50 years old, you don't work off a phone. I'm going to be like everybody else that does this and reads the comments. So,
I told you to fire up the generator.
It's buried in my trailer that's still packed from this weekend, and it's out. It's not in my shop. It's dumping. I mean, it's dumping. So it's hoping my power would kick back on, but it has not yet. And it was good times running around. I had my Crocs on at first and just had to go get my rain boots on. I mean, I'm puddled up here, which is good. We need the rain. Definitely need the rain.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we need it pretty bad everywhere. I think the only one that doesn't need it's Jeremy.
Yeah. We'll see if I invited everybody late because I was running around trying to. And I was like, man, maybe I should just cancel it. Nope. I'm doing it. Soaking wet. My seat in my truck soaking wet because I was trying to hook everything up. I have my light here because it's probably going to get dark. So it's just rigged into my steering wheel. So it could be done. It could be done. So the honey hole. How's the honey hole doing?
It's good. Still
This
doing
is all
good.
stuff I forget to talk about. I'm gonna try to talk about it.
No, it's been good. There's good discussion going on in there. Some new guys came in this week too, and it's been really good. Still going. We got, what are we, about just mid-month, another week and a half. We'll give away probably another collar, TT25 collar in there. We give away at least one every month. Just depends. So, but the more it grows, the more shit I'll be able to give away. But,
And that you can get to that at coldstrikegear.com, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's just a tab up at the top. Unless you're on your phone, then you got to click the menu. But it'll take you to a page that explains it, and then if it sounds like something you want, you can click on a link and go from there.
What's that little dollar sign? Oh,
Dollar sign.
it's on my phone. Never mind. I just messed it all up too. Gosh dang it. Get out of here. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I shouldn't have touched nothing.
Oh, it's putting out a comment that if people want to do it, they can click on your link and get a $10 discount. That's what that is.
Oh. Did it just post or something?
Yeah, it posted in the comments twice.
That's because I'm pushing a bunch of buttons. Now I just messed it all up. Ah, oh, dang it. Now I can't see the comments. Son of a... Stupid power.
Yeah, it's hard on your phone to see the comments. You have to like go in and out of the chat. At least that's how mine was. I think you run an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone.
Yeah, that's why like when me and Jared are on our phones and it goes black for a minute, it's because we're looking at comments.
Yeah. There we go. I think I got it hooked up. What else we got going on? We got anything else going on to talk about before we get into anything? Hound
no.
trials. You came to the Hound trials.
Yeah, I came up and hung out for an afternoon. Got some entertainment.
Yeah. Yep. Always a lot of entertainment there. June 18th and July 18th and 19th next month. If anybody wants to go check out the Hound trials. We actually got some rain. It was really nice. It was warm.
Oh, it felt good up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the like first night.
75 when I pulled in.
Yeah. Friday night, it didn't even cover up. Saturday night got a little chilly because it rained Friday or Saturday. So,
yep.
Man, it's just thundering and just getting it right now.
Take all you can. We got some Monday, but we haven't got very much since. It's looking like it's going to try, but I don't think we'll get any tonight.
Is it supposed to rain this weekend?
I don't know. Every time it rains here, the weather says it's not supposed to. So.
Yeah, no. So someone said it wasn't going to rain Saturday. I said, well, that means it's going to rain, and it did rain.
Yeah. When I checked the weather today, because I'm probably going to get and go run some dogs tomorrow, I didn't see any rain in the forecast at all, at least for here.
Yeah.
We're going to be mid-90s for the next 2 weeks. It's showing. So.
Which means it's probably going to rain. I don't know. I'll be on a motorcycle all weekend, so I'm hoping it's cloudy. I don't mind the rain as long as it don't dump too hard. We've been on this ride before, and it's held. And I'm gonna tell you what, hell on a motorcycle is no fun at all.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. So Tonight, we're going to talk about puppies. And I sent Kenneth a link, so he should have a lot to say because Kenneth said, thanks for calling me a retard last week on the podcast. I said, welcome to the club. But he has 4 puppies, and they're like 3 and 4 months. So he has his handful.
Yeah, he's got 2 from 2 separate litters, I think. So I think they're like a week apart or 2 weeks apart.
Yep. And
That's
I got a litter, but man, that dang parvo, even though I'm only on the 2nd round of shots, it already got one of them, and I got 2 more sick right now. I found my other black and tan hiding out, one with the blue eye.
did you?
So I juiced them up. I feel like the more I give shots, the more they get it. So there's sometimes I don't give shots at all, and they live, don't even get it. So
yeah, that's always the ones that you're like, if they live, they live. Those are the ones that are the toughest suckers. It's the cross that you want and that you try and maybe that seems like they get it sometimes.
But we'll get into that. We'll open it up with, I guess, picking a pup. A lot of people buy them. I have litters, keep a couple, and give the rest away, which was a topic the other day on your when you asked about the price of a pup, which kind of segues into this whole first segment of, picking the right pup. And there was a lot of comments about who because if you look at the answers from back east, I think there's a guy there saying $1,000 to $1,500 on some of those. But I feel here in the southwest area of the United States, lucky to get $300, unless it's a Labradoodle.
Yeah. I think it varies for sure. Some guys don't care to sell them for a whole lot of money, no matter what caliber of dogs they are. They're just like, you know what, a couple $100 that covers all the shots and the food, and there you go. Other guys try to make some money off of them as more of like a business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do think back east, especially when you're getting into the competition dogs, those pups are probably going to go for a little more out of certain crosses. But those guys are looking to go and hunt and run these competitions and make money.
Well, Ryan Bailey just sent like 8 of them back east for that.
Yeah.
But he has that papered line.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what you're going to deal with. I think I saw some the other day that they were going for 800 back east. And I think the guy posted, he had like 4 left, and I think within a couple hours they were gone. But
in shots,
just depends.
They're $15 a piece. So when you have an average litter of 8 to 12, we'll say, even a litter of 8, and I just spent $100 on them. Unless you order them from like Jeffers and order 25 at a time, but that's kind of scary because sometimes that package gets there and the ice ain't really as cold as it should be,
Well, and that's the same thing that you deal with going to a feed store. You don't know how well they got handled, and if it sits out and doesn't get handled properly, you're just injecting water into them pretty much.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So, shots are hard. The vet's probably the best place to go to get them, but sometimes they're a little more expensive from the vet too.
Yeah. Yeah, let me try to get Kenny on here. There he is.
What's happening?
It's the first time I ever even seen him in kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed on air though.
Well, thanks. I'll try not to blush.
What's going on, Mr. Cardelli?
I just got home from work and got online with you guys. Another day of contracting in Arizona.
I figured this would be a perfect podcast for you, alive, because we were just talking how you got 4 new puppies and decided you were just going to get back in the hounds. And...
Yeah. It's definitely been an adventure the last couple weeks.
Well, the 2 were okay, right?
Yeah, it's the 2 that I got delivered on Sunday. 8 weeks old to the date. I mean, they are just, you probably hear them back there. They are freaking psychos. So
I can't hear him yet.
Now my wife's taming them right now, trying to deal with them. So she's actually packing up. We're going to Dolores, Colorado for the rest of the week. Go fly fishing and try to run these dogs till they sleep every night. You
taking the dogs with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, you're not smart as I thought you were.
Nope. I'm a glutton for punishment. So it's all good.
I've always said that if you want to get into hounds, you should really start at the bottom, just like you're doing. It's not the easiest way, and you kind of overdid it, but you get a couple pups, learn how to train them, get with people. I mean, I think that's what's great about like this show. And you won and donated it back to the AWDA, the raffle, and said, I just need a mentor. And you said, I got 4 pups. And I said, oh boy.
Yeah. No, I was happy to donate. I've been following you guys for a little bit, listening to the podcast and stuff, and just said, I've been planning this for years, and I finally just pulled the trigger.
You did. On a fully automatic.
Yep, full tilt. So
it'll be fun.
Though. Yeah, I think the next 4 weeks are going to be a living hell with 2 8-week-old puppies. So I mean, it's all going to be fun, but it's just they don't sleep. The other night I was up at 12:30 till 10 o'clock last night. Just dealing with them and trying to play with them, put them to sleep, just keep them occupied. So
yeah. Mine, I'm lucky because I got property, and mine. I mean, even that one I brought, Brian Bailey gave me a paper chop, and he wants to see what I can do with it. Which I'm probably the wrong person, but I just turned them loose with my wild dogs that run around. And I'm not gonna lie, my wife and kids have been gone, so I just sleep on the couch. I'll fall asleep watching a movie, and that old blue tick just curls up. And he peed in the house one time, which she did, and that was it. And she's been really good, but she'll just curl up with me at night. And of course, I got 2 dogs in the kennel with parvo, so that's probably the worst part because I have to inject them with stuff every once in a while under their skin, keep them.
Yeah, I got the other 2.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Right now, I live in Wickenburg, so it's hotter in Haiti. Yeah, I got you.
Oh, yeah, the heat kills you over there.
Yeah.
So
the end game is I want to build a kennel. Yeah, Dustin's up in Williamson Valley, right?
Yeah.
Still 90 degrees.
Yeah, it was almost 95 today.
So, yeah. 107 down here.
Yeah, I went down to Phoenix this morning, and that was enough.
Right.
How are you gonna do your kennels? Air condition? Are you gonna try to swamp cooler them up summers?
No, I got 5 acres here, and down at the bottom of my hill, I got a nice open wide area. I've been grading it out and stuff. It's where I rent it out to ropers and stuff during the wintertime, and they stay there. It's got little RV hookups and stuff, but I'm going to take a portion of it and pour a slab, pour like a, 60, I think about 60 by 20 slab, put a 20-foot connex on it, and then build kennels, make that a kennel, put gates inside of it, and then put a split unit on it, and then fence in the whole yard. You know, make a nice pen for the dogs.
Man, those split units are so handy, so convenient. Yeah. You could put them on anything,
right?
And they don't take much to run them.
120, you can run them. You know, 25 amp breaker. I mean, you know, $3,500 out the door installed. It's not too bad.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, you know, I figure build a big enough kennel to you know, buy more dogs down the road.
Don't forget about your mules.
That's funny.
He said, I like to hunt the wilderness. I said, yeah, it'd be funner on mules. I said, you'll get mules. I said, remember this day and this time. You'll have a mule.
I stamped it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. You know, Jared's a walking fool. He sure appreciates them equine now.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They are handy. But you have the upkeep. That's the worst part.
Right. I mean, Dustin, you run your boots all the time, right?
Right now I do. Yeah. I've done mules. Right now I'm all on foot though. And yeah, I walk a lot. I think. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I should have kept track of all the miles that I walk, but typically, like when I'm hunting 4 days a week, I'm anywhere from 30 to 40 miles on foot.
Putting it down.
Typically, some days are more, some days are less. But
you know, on foot, it's better on foot. It's definitely better on foot because you can really read the ground as you're going. Now, if they're moving fast, it's nice to be on a mule because we could cut around a mountain real quick. But a lot of times when they go up and over, I go around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely. They both have their ups and downs. I can go drive into some nasty country and get back away from some stuff. Where if you're on mules, you got a part where you can get the trailer and then ride into it. But it just sixes. Depends on what you like and what you want to do and what you have the means to do.
Right. Well, I still got a long ways to go.
Yeah. I think you'll be okay if you stay on these and you have a plan. Maybe get a more advanced dog later on once you get a little older. So I think you'll be good.
Yeah, that's the plan. You know, I spoke to Dustin about that. You know, a couple months from now, November, December, look out for something, a nice female or something that can just kind of guide the dogs and then run them.
Yep.
Get them down the road. So, yeah, I got a long ways to go. I still got to get a box. I'm hem-hawing around on a box. Do I go down to Louisiana and buy a box? For some reason, I feel like I want to build like an old school wood box just for nostalgic, something cool.
I think I mean, I've seen wood boxes last 20 years.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
When I first started, I was had 2 pet porters, and I was shoving 4 dogs in each pet porter. So
right.
We were staying tight and warm. We were going.
Yeah. I saw one dude, I don't know, online or something, take like a snug top, a camper shell, and build a nice box out of that. My hunting truck's an 05 Dodge Ram Cummins, so I can do quite a bit with that.
So rough. I hunted out of my first gen Cummins for a long time, and I'm telling you what, there's just so rough. I mean, you use it. There's no getting out of it. You just when that's all you're running. That's all you're running. And man, those Cummins are just so heavy.
They are. That's the downfall.
In the snow, and they're rough riding. So
you got a nice.
I mean, I hunted out of an 02 Cummins flatbed for 5 or 6 years.
Right. Well, I've had this thing since 05. 390,000 miles on it. So
Yeah.
it's been a good truck. It's got a lot of nice road rash, rock gouges on it. So yeah, you're right. It's rough, but it'll suit for now. It's one less
You
expense.
start with it. Yeah, you start with it and you go from there. There's no point in going all ham on buying something different and all that while you're just getting started. Go into it and learn. You'll learn what you want, what you don't want, and go from there. But, I hunted out of mine. When I had mine, I was in my early 20s, and that was when I thought it was real cool to put a lot of horsepower to a truck and have big 5-inch exhaust. So I'd be going rigging for bears slow up a canyon, and all you can hear is this loud ass diesel just. Boy, it got real bad.
Oh yeah, straight pipe.
Well, oh, it was 5-inch
Mine
straight.
too.
But no, I
remember.
I got over that real quick.
I remember I got stuck in the snow in mine, and you're rocking it back and forth, and it's not 1,000 horsepower, but it's built. So after we were done, the whole snow bank was black. Everything's black just from spooling up, trying to get out of there, and blowing coal all over the place. It was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I got a Suburban. Then I hunted out of a Suburban and had dog boxes back to that. And had my little 80 Toyota that would just pull like a side-by-side. I would just load my dogs in it, pull it around with my Cummins, and take it somewhere to go hunt.
Yeah, so, a lot of guys that do that.
Right.
But the good thing about my 1980, I call it my puppy box because it has the bars, but it also has flaps that fold up. To keep, puppies, man, full-size dogs, if they want to come out of a hole, they'll come out of a hole. Especially if you have the bar. Right. I've seen them put their legs out, shove their head through there and slide out of them. Yeah. And I have 6x7 holes. So if they really want to come out, then the dog will come out and get hit by lightning. But
there goes weather up there right now?
Oh, it's dumping right now. I'm in my truck because my power went out, and it hasn't stopped raining. I mean, I'm flooded out already, and I don't hear no dogs barking, so they're not tangled. They're all in their boxes. I got my inverter hooked up to my battery, and then I got my Mini on the back of the truck, and I got my light all set up in my truck on my phone, and I got my fast charger on my phone. Bad thing about these, it's not getting hot, but if you have those fast chargers, I think you're all right. The phones don't get real hot.
Oh, probably.
Those aluminum boxes are pretty. I don't know how good, like aluminum horse trailer, even on the freeway, those things just fall apart. Always needing welding, even on the freeway.
So, my box is, I think, 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Only weld I've had break is down in the bed where I bolted it to my old truck. Other than that, never had a problem with it.
And did you bolt it direct, or did you put like a little bit of rubber or something in it?
I bolted it direct the first time, and that's part of the problem. So I just have a couple ratchet straps that sit in there and hold it, and I don't have a problem. But
yeah.
I mean, like Jared said, I mean, my first few years, I built them. This box I have now is the only box I've bought from someone else. All the other ones I've built or helped buddies build them.
Right.
Yep. All mine. Bed frame and rebar.
Yeah, they ain't cheap too. That company in Louisiana. I mean, the one I priced out, they're like $3,700 plus shipping. So there's probably another $500 to have some dude truck it out here on a truck. Then you got to have a commercial building, which is fine. So they won't ship to residential, but that's trivial. But still,
Tony King just got a MIG welder. So I'm gonna see if he can build us a box and bring. He was talking about building a box. to donate at the. I wish I could find somebody that builds boxes around here in Arizona that could maybe come up and sell some boxes and then maybe donate a box for the raffle.
Yeah, because the guy that used to live up there, didn't he move?
Yeah, we don't talk about him.
Okay.
He didn't work out so good. I don't even know if Robert got that box yet. I have to call Robert.
Oh.
But I didn't pay that guy for it yet. And he ended up getting divorced, moving to Texas, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get Cody's guys to build this aluminum box to give away.
How are those aluminum boxes? You know, you see there's like a dude in Utah that makes some nice ones. I mean, how are they for
Kevin.
down here? Yeah, Kevin
builds a really nice box. I've been around a lot of them. He donates a lot to the Houndsman associations in Utah and Idaho and stuff like that. They're a very solid box for sure.
Are they? They're not.
Well.
They're priced pretty good.
That guy?
Yeah, Kevin. Yep. He builds a lot of boxes, aluminum ones. But yeah, every year he donates one, if not two, to the Utah club. He donates to the Idaho clubs. Like most of the time, he donates them outright. So
probably gets a lot of business from it too.
He does. Kevin builds a hell of a lot of boxes.
How are those? How's that box compared to your box? You know, insulation wise, heat wise. I mean, it's hot no matter what, right down here.
Yeah, it's hot, and the aluminum, like mine gets warm. It has a rubber coating, a rubber mat on top that they call frog mat. That even during the summer, my dog's feet don't get hot, but the box itself can get a little warm for sure. Like if it's really hot, I just throw ice blocks in the front of it while I'm driving around. But
that works really well.
You gotta freeze those 2-liter bottles. Get 2 liters and freeze them up.
Chris was telling me about that.
Huh.
But
that way you just get home, throw them back in the freezer.
Right. What about like air circulation? I mean, you just use the holes on the side, or do you put any special vents on it?
No, mine just has the holes on the side, and then there's holes on the back of it that the air pushes through. I haven't ever had a big problem with dogs getting hot in it, but I'm usually not sitting somewhere when it's 100 degrees either. If I'm either driving or the dogs are out or we're hunting or doing something. But yes, Jared, it's under the frog mat.
I wonder if you built the dog box out of that pool deck. If that would be good insulation. I mean, it's pretty sturdy stuff. Pool deck. It's
that's just cementitious coating. The cool deck is such a bull crap. It's hot is hot, right? Arizona's just freaking hot. I mean, it might be 2 to 3 degrees cooler. It's not cool deck. Really, is not cool. So I mean, we sell it to homeowners and stuff, but it's like, your feet are still gonna burn Arizona. But it's not really an insulation. You know, I mean, my thought was build a box and put like polyurethane spray foam in between 2 layers. You know, if I was to build a wood box, that's a insulator.
Yeah, I think the hard part with insulation, and it'd just be different. I don't know. I'd have to mess with it, but if it's going to be hot inside that box, it's just going to keep it hot. Like them dog heat's not going to escape unless you're cooling it down.
Right.
If you've ever
with mine,
I always build rail boxes that sit on top of the bed, and then I have a piece of conveyor belt I cut that it's up right now, and I just got screws in it. So when it gets cold down here, I flip that, and I got like a little 2-inch gap on the bottom. And I don't know if you've ever. It don't take much insulation. When I'm out camping and it gets down to like 20s, I throw all my dogs in the box. That's why it's super important. Oh God! Have you ever put your arm inside of a box?
Oh yeah.
Like,
my
80 degrees in there.
Yeah, I have flaps that close from the inside on mine,
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't look like mine will close, but it's hidden up inside. So I just pull a pin and it swings down and closes that whole side. So my box is pretty well closed everywhere. I do that when it's cold. Like when we have cold nights at bear camp and it's getting down into the 30s, instead of dogs sleeping on shavings in the ground or whatever, I'll load them all up in the truck and they stay 10 times warmer in there. And usually they're tired and nobody has problems.
I was going to say, you don't get much fights because they don't want to get kicked out of that box.
No, they're all tired.
They're tired. They want to just chill out. No, man, if you ever get in a jam, and I always remember I read a story about them catching Ben Lilly inside of ditches with 20 dogs packed on top of them.
Yep.
So, but you'll stay warm.
Someone down here in the comments said, just screwing pallets will make a dog box. So that sounds pretty good.
That's Casey Fair. He'll build you one up at Rendezvous.
Yeah.
I guess you get plenty of air circulation with pallets, right?
Yep.
You would. And if they chew on them, they're cheap to replace.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You can go behind any store and replace them.
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking to Kevin today about rabbit holes, and he jumps on our show and just takes us down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, right down the truck and box rabbit hole.
Good job, Kevin.
And that's
Kevin. I don't know why I
called
called you Kevin. Kenny.
It's all right, Chris.
I talked to a lot of people today, man.
It's all right. You said you're special. I'll take it.
That is. Yeah. Dustin can agree with that.
That's a requirement to be on this show.
That is actually a requirement. I told him the other day, you'll fit right in. So back to puppies.
Yeah.
Pedigrees. We don't see that a lot here. Thank God we don't got.
Not on paper. Yeah,
No,
you don't see it on paper. But I can go through and tell you at least 3 or 4 generations on every dog that I own. Because I know where they come from.
You should keep a journal, though. Everybody should keep. I have a book that I had printed, and each dog, and if I have a litter, I try to write down how many lived, died, parvo, who it went to. I'll try to write down a number if it went to somebody, and then each dog kind of has its own page if something happens. And it's hard to keep track of, man. Like I was keeping track of what bear we caught and where, and it just, you have to be really dedicated to a journal. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to get a journal from somebody that ran dogs for 50 years and he wrote down, just to read it would be pretty cool. But I mean, and that's just as good as the pedigree. Just as good as the pedigree. Better than a pedigree.
Well, that's, some of them old timers, they were a heck of a lot better at keeping track of what they catch, and maybe not so much like how many each dog's caught, but just general numbers over the years. Like I was talking to Stan Meekum, and he's to the point now where he's really not hunting anymore, but he was, I can't remember the exact number, but I think he was just shy of 900 lions in his career.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean that's a heck of a lot,
What is that, 50 years?
Yeah, he hunted into his early 80s. Yeah, and I think he got into it somewhere in his 20s or maybe late teens.
Wow.
So 60 years of hunting.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at it. I've thought about starting it and starting over, moving from one state to another. I can remember everything I've caught in this state so far. So I could go down and write it all down now, but the 19 years before this, I can't remember all of it. It's too far gone.
Yep. You should jot it down as much as you can, though. Maybe I'll get some of them books made and give them away at the Rendezvous.
Yeah, do some AWDA journals, nice little journals.
Yep.
That way you can even do it like on wet paper. So, when you're out in the field, you can actually write it, have a moment real quick if you're that type of guy. If not, I mean,
Yeah, we
never
get it.
know.
We get it. So we'll go to picking pups. Like, what are you looking for when you're getting a pup from somebody? What did you?
Me?
How did you get your pups there, Kenny?
Well, the way I got my pups was, obviously I found an ad for the two that I got at Santa Fe, New Mexico, but I asked the lady to send me, a video, can she do a drag? I wanted to see who would chase the drag and, what the attention was. Yeah, there were only, 20, 25-second videos. So, and it just asked, the temperament of each puppy, is it, is this one the one sitting at the bowl all day just trying to eat, or what's the attentive and how's it been handled? The kids holding it, what are they doing? So the two that we picked from New Mexico, I mean, had them for a month. I'm happy so far. They're definitely hard headed. I've never had a blue tick, so blue tick with Walker pups, so it's they're very personality wise. They're I think hard headed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I went about those ones. And then the other two that I got from a gentleman out of Utah, basically just asked him, send me the two puppies that you would recommend. And he kind of did the same thing, sent me a video of them playing, a little bit of a drag. And I don't know, I kind of bought these ones on looks and that, because they're sure pretty. But I know a pretty dog ain't going to do good hunting, so I get it. But, it's my first set,
It's hard. It's hard not. Didn't we just talk about this at Hound Trials?
Yeah, we did.
Pretty dogs. It'd be nice to pick the dog that's gorgeous, that you like the color, and it turned out great.
Yeah. I did pick the runt of one litter, so I want to run a little fighter, see what happens. And she's a female, and she's definitely she's pretty bossy. Okay.
So, would you rather have that bold pup or like a quiet pup?
Chris, I don't know the difference yet. Right now they're freaking all noisy.
Yeah.
They all have different personalities, The one barks when I'm getting them food. The other three just look at me like I'm the guy bringing them food, putting them food in the bowl. So, my runt female, just her name's Ruby. She's got her own personality, and she's kind of on her own thing, it seems right now. So,
yeah.
Listens but has an attitude for a dog.
Yeah.
Let your wife pick the pup. They're always right. That's kind of funny. They put that because I had a pup I didn't like, and I figured maybe Jesus needed some or whatever, but I ended up keeping him, and finally he was older. I let him out to run. He didn't know how to run, and he turned out to be great. I'm like, damn it. And she always asks, how's Gelato doing, huh? I'm like, he's a piece of crap. I should have never kept him, but she's not watching right now because she said it's buffering on her side where she's at. So I'm safe to say she was right.
There you go.
But I can delete that part in the podcast. And then, I mean, I've heard stories. I think Brett told a story, or someone was telling a story about a guy could look at a dog and pick a dog and say that's going to be a good dog. Think that's possible? 8, 12 weeks?
I'm not a psychic. I have no idea. I wouldn't think so, but they're still eating shit and trying to figure out what their tail is.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's some guys that have a knack for it if they have enough time to look at them and spend with them. But like I was telling you the other day, 90% of the time, I pick one that I'm gonna like to look at, because if I don't like to look at it, I get a little biased towards it. So
yeah,
I really do. I'm like, that one's got some cool. Throw it in the truck. Let's go.
Right.
Right. Ones that I've raised at my house, I definitely spend a little more time watching them. I'm not as much of a fan as the ones that are a little more shy. And kids help with that. You raise puppies with kids, from the time they're born until they're 8 to 12 weeks old makes a huge difference. They'll get handled. They'll get drug around. They're going to get their ears pulled on. They're going to get held. They're going to get loved. You're going to see it'll at least make them a more personable dog, I think. But I've always, I'm one of those that people will probably be like, he ain't very bright, but I pick one I like to look at. That's just the way I am. I've had, but where I get my stuff from has been very consistent. I'm not doing like Kenny's done and calling someone that I've never met, never went and hunted with. Where my dogs come from, I know all the parents. I know where they come from. I know how they're hunted. It's easier just to walk up and know that I'm probably going to get a decent dog out of that litter.
A better chance.
Yeah, for sure. It's proven. Like, they usually have done the cross before, or if it's a first time cross, I know both dogs. They're both being nice dogs. Like,
right.
I have lucky that way.
Right. When I went and looked, when I called, inquired about the dogs, I did ask specific questions. Hey, what do you do for a living? The question was, I was saying, I'm a guide. I work for X. This is all I do. Showed me a yard of I've never seen so many dogs, hogs. Just a freaking farm. But I think I think she had 28 dogs at one point. And that's all she does for a living. So. Kind of take her word because it is a small community, and I will be in touch. I do have her phone number, so. And she's been very receptive, asking her questions and just saying, giving little updates here or there. I don't know if people like that when you sell a dog. I'm that kind of guy. Just hey, I want to tell you how your dog's doing, and just updating how are the guys like it.
Yeah.
So. Kenny, do you have a dog that's already doing its job?
No.
But you're working on it. That's in the future.
Yeah. I'm on the beginner's road right now. I'm still going straight, and I don't even know which way left or right is, or up or down. So I'm still.
You've been around dogs though. Younger. Yep.
I worked for a guy. God bless his soul. Passed away of cancer. In my early teens, late 20s. So we hunted the Bradshaws and everything. Bradshaws, the Wickenburgs, all through here. The Motzalons over there in 22. So he worked actually for the Game and Fish, tranquilizing bears and mountain lions. And I got the bite a long time ago before I went to college. It's just taken me way too long to get back.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably smart by getting over everything and then getting into dogs now, where you have the time to take off and you're not having to work 24/7.
Right.
So
I still work 24/7, so now I still got to balance the dogs into that 24/7. So it'll be
an excuse.
It'll be a double-edged sword, but I remember it being fun. I see you guys, I see everybody doing it. It's just something to get back and relax and enjoy the times. We don't.
You're saying all this stuff right now after you just told us your story about 4 puppies. It's not working out for you.
I've got probably about 195 employees, so I deal with multi-personalities every freaking day. 4 dogs
are least of your problems.
Correct. 4 puppies are not going to break me. They're going to keep me up. Excuse me, but no, I'm good. I like insanity, and that's where I'm at.
Dustin, what are some red flags on a pup? Even in your litters you raise, what do you look at and man, no. What don't you like? What are some traits that, for me, it's when I'm throwing my food out for them to do training and calling them, they beg. They sit right there and wait. To me, that's lazy.
They're going to rely on you instead of doing it themselves.
Yeah.
I do love I like the more independent pups. I don't like the shy ones, or like you're saying, the ones that are just going to sit there and if you throw out food, they're going to sit there and sip your hand instead of go look for it themselves, if that makes sense. I really like the independent ones that'll be off by themselves, that'll, I want them to listen and I want them to come to me, but I don't want me to be their sole priority. rather them use their nose
Yeah.
and their brains and go do what they want to do until I tell them it's time to not do it.
You like that dog that goes out, gets out there 800-900 yards, but doesn't just take off.
Yeah.
I hate a dog that just
Yeah.
takes off.
Oh,
Here, I got something
runs
for you. What about a dog that eats its own crap? I mean, do you guys have dogs that eat their own crap that are good dogs? I mean, one of my puppies literally took a shit, turned around, and decided to try to munch on him. Like, no.
I think we just talked about this last week, didn't we, Dustin?
You guys did. I had to ask the question because I literally saw it this morning and I about flipped out. You know.
Usually, I think it starts from some guys claim that they can have a deficiency. Sometimes it's iron, sometimes it's something else. I can't quite remember. But some dogs, once they start, they get a habit of it, and good luck breaking it because you're not going to be there every time they do it. Right. You know, you can't sit there and just wait for them to shit and then scoop it up before they can eat it. But I definitely, have found sometimes when I switch up food, it will stop for a little while. Same way with like dogs that eat grass. Like right. I've got a dog that it don't matter how healthy he looks, how good he's doing.
Like a cow.
Dude, if he eats it, if he gets the chance, he's gonna eat enough, and then he's gonna puke it up 5 minutes later, and it's this massive wad of grass.
And then they take a shit later, and it's full of grass too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Out of all the dog breeds, hounds are the most disgusting. But
yeah,
either
that or keep an eye and run out there and put Tabasco sauce on it.
Right?
Yeah. But no, it can be a deficiency, but sometimes it's just they're either hungry and still want something else, or they just got a bad habit.
So on that note, right? So this puppy eats Diamond Puppy, right? And how do you guys feed your puppies? Do you feed them on weight? Because I'm gonna say the back of the bag tells me 2/3 of a cup, right? Well, if he's got an iron deficiency, that doesn't seem like enough. He's not getting enough nutrients in my eyes. So do you?
With my pups, depending on how they are, depends on how many cups I dump in a big bowl, and I feed them twice a day,
right?
Until they get, a little older. But I'm not measuring the 2 cups. Yeah. I'm just feeding it to this puppy, 2 to that one. Usually mine are all in together, and I'm just. However much I think is enough for them pups, I pile it in, and they eat what they. I do like my older dogs. I do give them the same amount every day, unless I'm hunting hard. Then they get pretty well double. But
I mean, a puppy's like a garbage disposal. It's going to eat and crap it out, freaking an hour and a half later, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same as him. I fill up a bowl. And kind of throw it out to him, dump it in the line, and I think I sent you a video, didn't I?
Yeah, when you threw out your dog food to your dogs.
Yeah. But I just keep an eye. You just got to keep an eye on them. I mean, even you'll see sometimes like my kids will feed, and I can tell when they're getting lazy and just throwing feed because my dog will start losing weight. So you just have to keep, because when I have them down south and I'm feeding them, they never lose weight. It's the same with puppies. You just gotta. Yeah. And then are you feeding them all together right now, or feeding them separate?
I'll feed them all together, but I'll spread them out. Take the 4 bowls. I've got the two 14 weeks. They sit. The other 2 are just savages. So I just feed them all together.
Yeah, they're coming off being fed as a litter, I'll bet. So they're used to. We got to get it while we
eat as fast. As they can.
Yeah.
Is it one of the new ones that's eating its own shit, or is it one of the other ones?
Yeah, it does. It's one of the new ones.
So I would, if you can, I'd pour some feed to it, see if is it a little on the skinny side, or is it looking all right?
I mean, he's 8 weeks old, right? So I don't know. I'll send you a picture later. You tell me. I mean, I can. He's got contour in his hips and everything. So you can kind of see his ribs through his skin. So maybe I need to fatten him up a little bit.
I don't think you can feed puppies too much.
No,
I
they'll
don't.
eat and look like a 55-gallon barrel, and then an hour later they'll suck right back in, and maybe even pouring a little extra to it, but putting some water in their feed.
Yeah, I wet feed. I've always done that. I always wet feed them. Absolutely.
Yep. So I just pour an extra half a cup where it's a pup. That's a lot. Pour an extra half.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Some of these comments are hilarious.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. You don't know Bone Pile yet.
Yeah. I don't know if I should respond to him or not.
Tonight. Bone Pile's sober tonight. So you're safe. So we just kind of started talking about, but first 6 months, socialization. Like when I showed up, Dustin beat me to my camp, and I'm sure your kids got straight out and went straight to the puppies.
Oh, mine?
No, Dustin.
No.
I think he froze up.
Yeah, he's frozen. He looks frozen.
He when I got there, his kids were I took the puppies there and put up a little fence and just to let them run around, because there's no better socialization or anything. Like if I was you, I would go camping for the weekend, of course, above 6,000 feet.
Yep.
And just set up a little camp and let the puppies run around. Let them get into stuff and kind of knock them around a little bit, keep them out of, I had Cheez-Its, and them damn puppies of mine, they found that Cheez-It box and they were bombarding it, man.
Right.
But awesome. I carry a little Daisy BB gun. That's how I train all my dogs and my kids, I'll be honest. We actually got kind of in trouble because Dustin's kid and my boys, they all had BB guns. They were running around shooting each other. And a guy came over and said, do you know they're shooting at each other? And I'm like, oh, yeah, probably. BB gun wars, And he got kind of nervous about it because he had a kid running around, whatever. But I think putting puppies in a camp is the best socialization, manners, just teaching them manners at that early age.
Right.
A good camp dog is perfect. Like just taking them to camp is perfect, And then if I was you, I'd build me a trout line or order one and get them chain broke now.
Yeah, we talked about that. You sent me that one contact. I'll get that executed.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you, so let me go out. I have to go out.
Okay.
It's probably what Dustin did. Let me, because I can't hear you. Unless you're on mute. You didn't accidentally mute it, did you?
No, I'm not slow.
Can everybody else hear him? Because with these iPhones, they do this. I don't know why. And I wonder if my power's back on. Let me check my power. No, my power is not back on. Okay, let me just hang tight real quick and let me get out and come back in.
Thanks, Sound of the Hounds.
I don't think I can hear you yet.
I haven't talked.
Ah, man. I'm gonna you can still hear me?
Yes.
Gosh dang it. I hate being on my phone.
Throw your phone in the water.
I don't know how to log. Let me look how to
Well, since I'm running the show, everybody, what do you guys want to talk about?
Can you go out and come back in? It'd be easier for you to go out and come back in.
Yep.
Let me see. Show Kenny in your own no pressure. Chris gave you the show. I'm gonna have to give him the show. I couldn't hear him, but I don't know if he goes out and comes back in if I'll be able to hear him. I might have to. I might have to go out and come back in. So you guys might have to hang tight. And I don't know where Dustin went. His phone probably died or overheated on him. So it'll probably be a short show because this working off my phone is crazy. Let me see. Add to state. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me?
Nope. Okay, just hang tight. It's your show now. You're just gonna have to go with it. Hang tight. I'm gonna refresh it and see if it works.
All right.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So it's the first time. I don't know why it does that. It just does that. And I used to have to tell people because they're on their phones to go out and come back in. So I just refreshed it. I know how to do it now. So
I'm on my laptop. So
yeah, I'm usually on my laptop, but my generator's buried in my horse trailer from the hound trials, and I have not unloaded nothing yet. But I'll have to tomorrow because now I've probably got some wet stuff in there I got to take care of. But anyways.
So all these guys in your comments, are they coming to the rendezvous or what?
I don't know. A lot of them will. I don't know where Jeremy is tonight. A lot of them want to. I get more out-of-state people than... It's pretty rare that a show gets better. Oh, I didn't send Cody King a link. Let me see here. I might go black for a second.
All right, I'll wait here.
You can hear me. I can invite guests on there. Let me see. Let me see here. Go to there. Invite guest. Copy. Okay, let me try here. I can't believe I forgot to send him a link. Usually you just say retard a few times and he shows up. All right. Let me see. Cody King is yelling, you guys are retarded at this very moment. Yes, you're probably right. The show gets better and better each week. Cody King yelling, you guys are retarded at the very moment. Yep. You're probably right. Uh-oh. Hang on. Who just got in there? Oh, Dustin's back. I'm trying to get him in. Where you at? Go. Stop. Oh, my goodness. Screw this phone. Add the stage. Holy moly. We just gave the show to... I couldn't hear him, so I had to go out and come back in myself.
I had technical difficulties. I forgot to plug in the computer, so it just died.
Cody is in the house. Is that... Yeah, Cody... I forgot to send Cody a link, I think. So I just sent him one. Maybe he'll show up. He has a plethora of knowledge.
Cody does.
You know, and I thought I did that video with him. We just drove around talking, and man, he didn't feel good. You really pay attention. You could tell he didn't feel good. He's holding his hand, and but man, I got a lot of texts saying they love that interview, and it wasn't even a super good one because he wasn't feeling good. So
yeah.
Hell of a show from the cab of the truck. Dustin was calling me out on that shit.
Yeah, he
get that generator.
I don't have power. I said, get a generator, bud.
Man,
I'm in my camper.
I know it was dumping. I mean, it was dumping right now. Let me see. You can probably see it outside. I mean, it was got a rainbow. Can you see the rainbow?
Nice.
No, it's so you can see the water on the ground probably, but that thing was running earlier. But it's so dry. I mean, it's so dry right now. This will all be gone unless it keeps raining. So, all right. Moving on. Socialization. I was saying when you got off is your kids ran right up to the puppies when I got there, and your girls didn't put them down for 4 hours. So it's great to have kids if you have puppies. And you have grandkids, right, Kenny?
Oh yeah, my 2 grandkids that we're going up to Dolores this weekend. They stay here periodically, and we about came unglued Sunday when we FaceTimed them, and I thought they were going to jump through the phone. So my one granddaughter, Sage, loves them. I mean, she's turning 10, or 11, so of course she wants to be a veterinarian right now. But yeah, that's what we did. I was telling you, we went up to the cabin a couple weeks ago, and I mean, we just let them run through the fields and that's the best I've ever seen them sleep that night. For 2 days, just ran them till they couldn't walk anymore. So
The grandkids or the dogs?
well, both of them. So
Kenny donated back the raffle. He won the raffle and donated it back and said, I just need a mentor. And I called Dustin, and he was on the I think you were even on the honey hole.
Yeah.
Got Dustin. So
I'm always asking oddball questions on the honey hole. So trying to figure it out.
And I told Kenny, whenever you get a chance, come up here. We'll go chase coyotes this summer.
I'll be up. So I'll hit the rendezvous too. I told you,
Yep.
me and the wife and my brother and his wife are going to come up. He's got a couple horses, bring some horses up and putt around.
You're going to try to come to a couple the hound trials too, weren't you?
Yeah, I said let me know when they are, and I'll make time for them. Check them out.
July 18th and 19th is the next one.
And that's up in you said
Dustin again,
right?
Damn it! Hang on. When Dustin gets kicked off, I lose your sound.
You want me to jump out?
It'll be 2 seconds.
Rick Cooley, no, I don't have people to hunt with other dogs. So that's why I was donated back to get him up with Chris and
Dolores.
Yes, I said Dolores, Colorado. That is correct.
And I don't know if I'm such a good idea to hunt with.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, Chris. You can yell at me and tell me everything I'm doing wrong. That's all I need.
You can call me retarded the whole time. You do what? With what?
Hey, you get it done. That's all that matters. End result. So everybody's got their own style. How's
your handling and obedience? This is kind of the first 6 months. It's kind of good you hear because you're in that stage of the first 6 months. How did those two pups adapt to you when you got them?
So the 2 that I picked up in New Mexico a month ago, they adapted really well because we were in Santa Fe. I live in Wickenburg. So got them in the truck, kind of get them some water and stuff, and just treated them like puppies, held them, put them in the back seat on a nice blanket and stuff. And then literally we drove from Santa Fe to Winslow, and they did really well. They kind of passed out, but then from Winslow to Flagstaff, they were puppies, man. They came up, sat on the front seat, licking, sitting in my wife's lap, so they were. And then I took them out walking that morning. I put 2 leashes together and tied them side by side. So they were walking side by side. And I don't think they ever walked on a leash. I think the first 200 yards, I had to drag them a little bit, just to come. And then it was off to the races.
Yep.
So
that's what those grandkids are good for right there.
Right.
Leash
right. So yeah, they trained really well, really quick. They still do good on the leashes, and believe it or not, those other 2 that I got on Sunday, they're 50% on the leash, maybe 60. So they're not doing too bad. So just dragging them around. I don't have, I have 5 acres here and I don't have a fence or anything. So everything on my property is trying to eat your the rattlesnakes and I got a couple of Boone and Crockett javelina that run through the property. So, got a whole bunch of turkey vulture, a whole bunch of hawks. I want to keep them close right now until I get that kennel built. But, they're doing fine on the leash.
Yep.
Doing better than I thought.
how important Dustin is handling in obedience the first 6 months. First 3 months, really, but
I mean, yeah, getting them to know their name, getting them to know, come here. I mean, that's a huge one. Is just recall is what a lot of guys call it. You know,
Right.
recall, knowing their name, and mine have to know the word "shut up." Like we're done.
So that's a good. So I got a question. So like, I bought those Halo 5 collars, right? Because I need to set up boundaries. I can't have them run out and just disappear on my property. Because unfortunately, I live next to the 60, right? So
Yep.
um, now on that Halo 5, let's call it. It has 3 different sets for kind of like recall. It's got a vibrate. It's got hey, I'm calling you, and then B, it's got get the fuck over here, right? Sorry, it buzzes you pretty hard.
Yeah.
Is that gonna mess me up? Using that for down the road for I'm trying to teach him obedience, right? Well, do you guys think that'll mess me up somehow in the future with that collar?
So you have to explain to me. Do you push the button or does it do it on its own?
It does both. So let's just say I'm going to use Blue for an example. My 14-week-old male. He comes, but when he wants to be pig-headed, he sits there and looks at me. He knows his name, and he'll walk off the other way. So I give him a light tone. He stops, looks at me. I tell him to come, and then he looks the other way and takes off. And then I'll zap him, and then he comes right to me.
No, you're not going to hurt him with that.
Okay.
No,
as long as
no,
you're not burning him up.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing, and I don't know how mean those Halo collars can be, but e-collars are a great tool, but you can ruin a dog very easy with them by getting too aggressive too fast, if that makes sense. So I'm not familiar with how high they'll go, but like with a Garmin, there's certain limits that I won't do on a younger dog until he gets older and grows and goes from there. But the tone, teaching a dog to tone, like to be tone broke,
Yeah.
is a huge thing.
Okay.
Like my dogs, if I tone them, it means come here, and if they don't listen, we're gonna correct that real fast. The
Now,
only time that I struggle doing that is last fall, I was running a bear, and the bear went into private, and I can't. I mean, we had this talk the other day. Legally, I can go in and get my dogs, but I'm not going to go in there and kill it. So I will tone my dogs, and I have a couple that it don't matter. Eventually, I'm going to have to shock them to get them to stop. And some guys will complain or say different things about shocking your dogs
You'll
off good
ruin your
game.
dogs. Yeah.
The hell it will, because those are the dogs I have to shock are the ones that are the hardest hunting ones I have.
okay.
Like
So I can't screw it up too bad.
as long as when they're little, you can't like just juice it to them.
No,
But
it's on a 4. Like it goes up to 15, I think, and I have it on a 4. So I zap him. You'd think the world's gonna end. He screams, he jumps sideways.
yeah,
I mean, I guess it's
I'd
trying on
keep it.
myself to see it.
Yeah, I'd keep it real low and really just work on the tone with them, and immediately, like the way I do it is if I get after them and they don't come to me and I tone them, and they still don't come, the minute they don't come after I tone them, I'll zap them just a little, and they know I mean business. Like it's time to come, But then, like I say, it just comes with spending a lot of time with them. The more time you spend with them, the more and more they're going to trust you. The more and more they're going to listen to you.
Right.
It's hard, And once they figure out really what that nose is for, that's a whole new challenge.
So
Even that, once they get used to that tone is 90% efficient enough.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
Dustin, even on your older dogs, do you ever really even zap them on, what is it, 18? I mean, have you ever had to? I mean, I'm at 10 to 13 depending on the dog. Most of the time I can get their attention with 10.
The only time I will go that high and I did have to a couple times this last fall because I had a really bad javelina problem with bear dogs.
Oh,
And so trash races on dogs that they've been toned and shocked off of javelina enough times that this time was one too many. Like,
they
we're
got
done.
burned down.
Yeah, we're done. We can't do this anymore.
Right.
And that really is the only time I will ever go to that. Most of the time, my collars sit around 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody, and I don't think there's guys in this comment section that'll do it, but I've felt what 18 feels like, and I have video proof of it. Me and my boy were being stupid one night. He wanted some extra time on the iPad, and I was being an ass about it. So I said, "All right, bud, let's go shock for shock. If you can beat me, you can have extra time on the iPad." And both of us tapped out at 17. So
Oof.
I know what 17 feels like, and it hurts
Right.
like a son of a bitch. So
Right.
it definitely gave me a little perspective of what 17 frying them on does.
Yeah,
10
but
will wake you up. 10 will wake you
Oh,
up.
10 hurts. Trust me. 10
But
hurts.
what's the proper age? I mean, there's some comments here that are saying, the Sound of Hounds, dude, zapping your puppy under 6 months is a bad, sensitive situation. Why would that be bad? If you're trying to obedience train your puppy from day one and 3 or 4 months old, why would that be a bad thing?
Over stimulating.
Zapping.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Did I read that wrong?
Gonna hurt.
Okay.
I don't believe
Could
you're
be.
not
I think.
zapping, but
Okay.
over zapping. I think you'll burn a dog up under 6 months old and make them scared of that collar if you do it too much. But I don't use my shock a whole lot. If I'm using my shock part of it, there's something wrong. Like there's something not supposed to be happening. But
Yeah.
because
But also, I think one thing you need to take into consideration is every pup is going to react differently, especially females. Sometimes they can be a lot softer hearted, and treating them the same way as the bigger male can cause problems, if that makes sense.
It does.
So you really got to learn to read them and read their behavior. I think some things that can help from like the bird dog world is the guys that use those check cords that are like 30 feet long, and they use that to teach recall. I never have, but a guy that has some time and things like that. Like there are that's the hard part. There are so many different ways that you ask 10 houndsmen and you're going to get 10 different answers on how they do things.
what works for
So,
them, right?
yep. Well, in every line of dogs, something can work for them and some things won't. Some line of them are so soft hearted that you will never have to use a shock. Like I have a dog now, if I tone him, he's done for the day. Like if he's out doing something he shouldn't, and I tone him, he's going to be by my side for the rest of the day. And he's 8 years old. He's just always, that's the way he's been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had a litter mate to him that was one of those dogs I have to shock to get him to stop something that I can't be chasing. Whether it's good game or not, he was a dog that had so much hunt drive that I would have to make him quit. Whereas the other one, the minute I tone him, it doesn't matter if he's 500 yards away or 3 miles. He will be back at my side as fast as he can. So it's a thing that it is a learned thing, but being able to read a dog, read their behavior, and be able to distinguish the difference between each of them is a thing you'll learn with time.
Right.
It's hard, but it just comes with spending time with them.
Yeah.
Learning their personalities, learning their quirks, learning, you know what? This big male is a hard-headed prick. And the female, the minute I raise my voice, she's done. Like I have one like that. Like, and my dogs, like I have videos of it. Like when I'm out with my daughter hunting and stuff, you know, I'll be like, "Hey, come here," and they're doing something they shouldn't. And the minute the bass in my voice goes up, I have 4 dogs that will hide behind me. Like they know, somebody's getting in trouble.
They know English. They know
Yeah,
English because when
Right.
I say,
and
"What are you
they might
doing?"
they
They
might not
know.
quite understand the words, but they understand tone and they
Hmm.
understand loudness and they understand like when I'm mad, they know I'm mad. Like it's but I'm fortunate enough to spend a lot of time with my dogs. I really am. And that's hard because I you know when I first started, I was one of those guys that I used to road them and spend time with them every day, but I only got to hunt them like 2 weekends a month.
Hmm.
And my dogs then versus my dogs now are very, very different in how they handle and how they hunt just because of the amount of time I'm able to spend with them, if that makes sense.
It does. I mean,
Those
what's
dogs,
the? Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
those dogs know when you're hunting and when you're playing at home. Like
Oh,
he put
yes.
on there, there's a difference. And Jared yelled at me one night and said it's totally different. But the search and rescue dogs run around. They let them run around. They're running around when they put those harness on or those, a collar or they're harnessed. Those dogs stop paying attention to people and they go to work.
Hmm.
And I think, my dogs know if they hear my horse trailer or I drop the tailgate, they get all stupid. They want to go, and they know when I go back there, and if I'm holding collars, I make them get on their dog box. If they're on a dog box, I make them get up there so I can collar them, and they know if I'm holding those collars that they'll get on their dog boxes and their collars, and they know when I let them off, they run straight to the truck to load up. They know, and like he said, you got to learn to read your dog. You have your sensitive dogs. You have your yucky. We would squirrel hunt too, and I'd shoot a squirrel, throw it on the back of the truck, and that dog, I could put it all the way up at 18, shocking him, holding it down, and he'd still try to get those squirrels. Very hard-headed dog. I mean, drove me. I don't know if he's having a seizure or he would just be blinking his eyes, and he'd still try to get those dogs or those squirrels, and not in the trees, just on the truck. You wanted to eat them, but I also had a dog I got from somebody, the only dog I ever paid for in my life. If you toned her, you better know you're probably going to stop the rest of the day.
Yep.
I could tell her, stop doing that. And she would like put her head down like, damn. Because the guy who had her before was too rough with her. So as far as the shocking, I put them on that 20, 30-foot line. And I let them run out. And this is how I teach them their names. And I got a shock collar on them. And I don't usually put a shock collar on them until they're like 4 months old.
Okay.
And they're really, you get those dogs that run off. And I hate dogs that run off on you. Like,
Well, and everyone's situation is different. Where you live versus
mhm.
where I live versus where Kenny
Yep.
lives. Kenny lives on 5 acres, but he also lives near a main highway and a place that has javelina.
Mm-hmm.
Letting some pups run free, like some guys do,
Dangerous.
is dangerous. So it's either you have to play with them, you build a fenced area, and that's where you have to hang out with them, or you kind of have to change your habits on what you do. I always had a fenced backyard that the kids would take the pups right out of the kennel, throw them in the backyard, and away they'd go.
Right.
And until I started taking them out and roading them with my older dogs a little bit, and then that's where they'd learn. They'd get a tracking collar on them no matter what when I go out roading. But that's when they learn when they don't come. All right, I'm going to tone them, and then we're going to gently work into stuff like that. So everyone's situation is different, and everyone has opinions about good or bad. It's all in how you figure it out, and you can take advice from everyone. But you know what? Anyone that has started pups has ruined a pup, and if they tell you they
Oh,
haven't, they're full of shit.
yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
has ruined a dog in some way or another. You know, whether it's to the extent that it's ruined completely or something that they had to correct over a couple years to get that dog out of it. We've all done something, and I really think, like my 8-year-old now, I think I got on him hard as a young one, and that's why now when I tone him, it don't matter. He will quit completely. He's done. And that's and now it's just something I have to be really conscious about and know that if I tone him, he's done for the day. So I need to make sure when I do it, it's something that needs to be done, not just oh, you're pissing me off kind of thing. But,
right, teaching them the verbal command and the understanding the verbal command versus being the dick.
Yep.
Right?
And that's just like spending time with them.
Yeah.
Food is a huge driver for puppies.
Oh,
Whether it's dog food, whether it's bacon, whether it's lunch meat scraps, that's a huge motivator for puppies, and it really works well for the most part.
Mm-hmm. So what about the puppies being I'll call it a scavenger. I'm trying. I've always in the past trained dogs sit before you put your feed down on the ground. These dogs are definitely savages. They've been fed in a pen or out thrown dog food. So trying to teach them table manners, but it's like teaching a spastic kid, right? So
and it's the more they grow and mature, the easier that will get. Right now, it's just they think it's their last meal and they're going for broke.
No, it is, and
that's 100%. It's like holy crap.
When I sent you that video of my dogs, how they just sit back and wait for me to eat, it's not that easy, and it's not. No. I try not to whack dogs in the head as much as I can, but I whack them with the can. So when I dump that out, like I've always told people, you have to raise your kids like you raise puppies. If you're not onto them puppies or your kids, the first couple years of their life, they're going to run all over you.
Right.
I just think, like Dustin, everybody trains different, and I train different, but I'm a little bit rougher. I'm not like slamming them on the ground stuff. I'm flicking them in the nose when they're trying to get that food. And I read a thing before on someone, a comment somewhere that said, if you don't want aggressive dogs, feed them, sit in there and feed them and wait till they're done eating. And if they do get a little aggressive, you just got to be there to correct it, kind of alpha male it, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, and that's like I feed, Jared and I hunt together, and I feed very different than Jared. Like when Jared's at his house, when we're at camp, we all feed the same. But me, I go stay at Jared's place, and I'm pulling 3 dogs out of the box at a time, spreading them out and feeding them. And my dogs won't go fight, but I make sure they're not doing the let's rotate bowls shit and do all that. And then you got Jared, that if I fed like Jared, the first few times I'm going to have a brawl. Because Jared will just let all his dogs loose, and he'll dump out so many bowls of dog food in a line on his porch. And all his dogs just eat together. Great. And they all do well with it. But mine, it would take me probably a month or 2 of really sitting there watching them feeding to be able to do that. But I do have dogs now that are all in a couple, like 2 to a kennel, and they get along great. I feed them in their own bowls, but they're in the same kennel. I don't have to watch them. But all of them together, I think I'd have a rumble for a minute, for sure.
Yeah. That's why you're good. You got 4 pups, and you can. So Elizabeth Bolin, Washoe, I think everybody knows her as now. I seen her throw out 9 bowls with dog food. Let her dogs out of the truck. Well, those dogs were out of the truck. Put all her 9 bowls down and say, you can eat now.
Yeah.
And those dogs went to their bowls and ate. And you got 4 pups right now you can do that with.
Right. You can start figuring it out. But
like me, I would say feed them together first, like in a pile, and teach them not to be aggressive. And then maybe start feeding them separate bowls kind of next to each other. I didn't let my puppies, when I started feeding them at like 6 weeks where they really start eating, I'd put it in one pan. And I wouldn't let them get in that pan. I would pull them back. and they all would stretch their necks. They learned at 6 weeks old, I'm going to stretch my neck across that pan and try to get as much food, even though there's food right there.
Right.
But they are competitive. Puppies are competitive, right? They
Yeah.
want
They are.
They try to eat the other person's before they get it. It's weird. But if you just took the time and when you fed them right now, you could get those dogs because they're all together. Teach them to eat together. Then I would teach them to eat in their own bowl. You know.
Yeah. Well, what do you do?
You
What do
have
you
the opportunity now.
Well, what do you do for aggressive behavior? You know, I got the male who growls,
Correct.
and I go to grab his bowl, and he wants to attack my hand. You know, like it's going away. So
that's I mean, that, and if it's needs more than that, it's a that. Like that's not okay. Because if they continue with that, the next time your grandkid comes over, and a kid, and I'm a hard one. If a kid gets bit, I struggle, and you know, but my pups are always handled with kids a lot. Like, I mean, when my kids were younger, they'd go sit there, and I have video of it, of my daughter stirring this dog's food with her finger while he's eating. But I have like Chris's kids. I mean, mine were feral. They'd go crawl in the doghouse with them. They'd sit there and play with the food, you know. And I have a couple dogs now that like they're never gonna be that way. But if you try to hand feed a couple of my dogs, you might lose a finger.
Yeah.
Like not that they're mean, they just don't know how to eat off of a spoon like Stinker.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was literally feeding Stinker some Pajado off of a
Stinker lived with me the first year of her life. Like, she could get in and out of my trailer. She ran loose. My dad had a bunch of feral cats. It'd be 1 a.m. She'd have one treat. Like, that's all she did, in and out. So she's a house dog, but she'll go run.
Yeah.
I got her just for my truck dog, and she hunts more than I'd even like, you know, but and then she loves squirrels. She loves squirrels.
Yeah.
But she'll chase a bear. I tell you that.
Well, that's, you know, like, you know, my dog's like my boomer dog. Like, he's one, like, if I have to feed him pills and you try and give it to him in lunch meat, you're better off to throw it in his bowl. Because he's not being mean, but he's coming mouth open. And I've corrected him a few times, but, you know, it's going to take time, and I don't get that opportunity as much. You know, right now, like, when I'm feeding him dry food, he knows he don't eat till I'm done. You know, till I put it in his bowl and I walk away, then he eats. But you know,
I will clunk ahead for that.
Yeah, see,
and I do not let my dogs touch it until I'm walking away.
Yeah, see, and I'm one that I don't deal with any type of aggressive behavior, especially around food with people, because my kids handle them so much.
This is kind of neat. This is kind of neat what Ryan just said. Feeds that because he gets a lot of meat. He goes around and buys up meat, and he gets a lot of this. And frozen, they don't fight over.
No, they have to sit there and chew on it. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then he says if it's raw, they go crazy. I mean, you got to remember, dogs are scavengers.
Yeah.
Like, we feed them once a day, but in the real world, if those dogs were just running loose like a coyote,
they're eating whatever they can when they can,
as fast as they can before something else gets it. That's why you can call a coyote in on a predator call, you know. But you just got, it's just time. Time. That's all it is. So
yeah, you know, you just read all this stuff how you can F up a dog so fast. You know, it's just I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it.
I don't think you can mess a dog up too bad unless you're super aggressive about it.
Right.
Heavy-handed and heavy on the button is what will mess a dog up.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dustin, I agree. I don't want to say heavy-handed, but yeah, I flick him on the nose and then I, you know, hit him on his head or grab him by the back of his neck and pull him away and say no. You know, it's
I'm an ear puller.
Yep. Honestly,
I pull their ears. They try to come out of that box.
They hate it.
This weekend, he drove me so crazy that I would shock him if he tried to come out of the box because he was just he wanted to go and he was just being too aggressive. And I grabbed those ears and hold him down, and he's still. So I said, all right. And I was on 13, 14. He'd go to run. I opened that door because I love to open my door. And all my older dogs, all my other generation that I don't have no more, and I've kind of slacked.
You
They
call them
wouldn't
by
come
their
out
name.
that box. You know, they would stay right there until I told them I could call their names. Helado, a couple of them they're just, I'll be honest, since I started AWDA, I haven't been out as much as I should be.
Well, they're high strung right now.
They're very high strung right now. So, and that's why when I even go hunting, I run them for a couple miles and put them back in the truck, you know, clean them out, get them burnt down a little bit. But I think to ruin a dog, you really have to do some shit to ruin that dog. And there's some guys that do some shit. I'm not saying I'm cuddly, but I won't break a dog's ribs. I'll say that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it's you know, everybody has their way, and usually when it comes to stuff like when it gets like real heavy, it's either trash or it's aggressive issues.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, not yeah. So no, a pup, you're fine. Flip them on the nose, tug on their ear, bop them on the head. Like they're pretty resilient. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna pick it up and do things we shouldn't, but just yeah. I mean, and if you go too far once, the pup's gonna let you know. Then you know the next hour he's gonna be shy from you. He's gonna not want anything to do with
He's
you,
gonna
and
pout.
you're gonna have to regain the trust a little bit, and that's when you know, all right, you know, you're just. I mean, for lack of better words, you're just like a pup right now. You're learning as much as they're learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just the bad thing is it's trial by error. You'll learn what works and what doesn't, what's okay, what's not okay, and you know, and it's I mean, like I say, you know, you can always text, call people that you know that have dogs and just ask a question and and you know, if they don't answer, then that's their problem, and you find someone else that you trust has the knowledge and go from there. And it just, yeah, no, it takes a lot to ruin one, completely, but you can have your setbacks. And sometimes those setbacks can take you 2 or 3 months to correct. Sometimes they take a day to correct.
Got it.
You know.
Yeah.
And you got the honey hole. Just put a question on there. Everybody give you their opinion.
That's what it's for. I mean, but honestly, most of the opinions that come from there are pretty vetted and pretty decent. It's not like the Facebook spew of the mouth that you'll get.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And that's kind of why I created it the way I did. I don't want everyone in there. I want the right kind of people in there. And that's why I set it up the way I did.
Yeah.
No. So, what about game? You got them coming to you. You got them eating out of a bowl. They're loading in a truck. They're being pretty good. So you're running, let's say 4 to 6 months now. Because I like getting mine on game at 4 months. Like if you're out running, take them into a tree. 6 months, I let them really run with them. You know, I let them run with them at 4 months. I'll be honest, I've done it before.
If they want to go, they'll go, and you might have to walk in along the way and pick them up when they fall out or get lost, and that's just something you got to decide if that's what you're up for or not. You know, and it depends on the situation too. Like me, on a bear, I'm not gonna let a 4-month-old pup go. There's a chance he'll get whipped, he'll get hurt. You know, bear, they got to be able to hold their own. But you know, like a dirt lion or a snow lion, they're not gonna be in the front to where they can catch that lion or on their own. You know, a bear, depending on what you're after. I mean, if it's a big mean walker, that pup, not knowing any better, will just go in and go for a sniff and is gonna get munched.
Right.
So, game specific, yes, but I mean, I'm the same as Chris. Like I'll walk in 6-month-old pups to a tree. And if I kick dogs loose and they want to go with them, I'll let them go and try. They're not going to learn anything sitting in the box. And if they don't want to go and they stay by you, that's great. Like, walk them into the tree. They'll see what the tree's about. They'll get to maybe look at it, whatever, if it moves around. But just the hard part is guys have we all do. We all have such high expectations for puppies. High expectations. And sometimes when they don't, you're like, man, it's right there. You can see it, and they don't fire. You're like, oh, what the heck? But they're just like teenagers. Some of them mature and hit puberty at 12, and people like Jared don't hit it till they're 18. I had to poke fun at him, but
or puberty for that matter.
Yeah, just people all mature at a different age. Dogs are the same. There's not any 3 months it should be doing this, 6 months it should be doing this, 1 year it should be doing this, unless you're a breeder that has a consistent line and you know what to expect from your dogs because you've done it for so many years, and this is where they consistently have been in the past. But if you're not there, you bought pups, you're bringing in pups. Every line can start at a different age, and even a female and a male, or even 2 male pups from the same line, they're not just both gonna be like, oh, boom, 7 months, we're ready to go. One might fire at 6 months, one might fire at 8 months, one might not fire till a year and a half. Like, it's that way.
Right.
There's such a broad range, and the best thing you can do is just keep pushing them. Take them to the woods. Good game is the best thing, and time. That's
Before 6 months though, 4 months, any game's good.
Oh,
I love to let them chase rabbits or
using their nose, a deer race they're never gonna catch, coons. Javelina, I probably wouldn't deal with that one because they're gonna get hurt if they catch it. But yeah, off game that's not gonna hurt them while they're young, I don't think is a bad thing. But if their tone broke once you start hunting, and you're getting up into that 8 to 12 month range, and they're on trash, and their tone broke, that's just when you tone them and they come back to you, and we go with the old dogs and we keep trying to find something better. Gotcha. That's how I do it. I'm not one that, if their tone broke, I don't think, with my experience, toning them off of a deer when all the old dogs are over here working a lion track has never been detrimental to me. Because I know we're working good scent over here.
Yeah, that's what gosh dang it, Mike.
Big time breeder.
Brett. Gosh dang it, Mike.
Mike Root.
What is it?
Mike Root.
Roots. I was thinking Ross. I'm old. Mike Root, like when Brett was hunting with him, the dog's over there chasing coyotes or deer, and he's like, he'll be back.
Yeah, and some guys are that way. I'm a little different.
Well, as a younger dog,
Yeah,
and it kind of makes sense because you got dogs over here chasing, they're going to get praised for. He's over there, and it's like a teenager. You go back to that. They're at the arcade. He's over there shoveling a ditch, and he's like, "What are they doing over there? I don't want to shovel this ditch."
Yeah.
He's going to go there and start learning. Man, I'm going to stay with these guys.
Yep, for sure. And it all depends on the country you're hunting too. If you're in an area that you're not worried about that young dog getting picked up or crossing roads, main roads, like that all comes into play,
Yeah.
Whereas if he's chasing a coyote into wilderness and you're going to let him go. But if he's headed on a deer or a coyote, in an area where there's a lot of roads and he's going to cross roads, dogs get distracted by roads. And then
They do.
they're gonna get picked up by side-by-sides, and if the wrong person picks up the dog, you might never get it back.
Right.
This is what I've learned from roads. If you're roading your dogs for exercise on a road, they'll take those roads more often.
They will, and
If
they'll
you're on a
follow
mule-
anything that goes by them.
If you're on a mule, my dogs won't run up the roads. When I'm on my mule, more often than roading or like hunting bear on the roads, if I'm on my mule, they're out. They know. They're smart.
Yeah.
Right.
They know that I can cross that country and I'm not going to stay on the road.
Yep.
Casey said, he's right. If they don't trail trash, what makes you think they're going to trail what you want them to trail?
Exactly right. You want the best. I mean, the ones that are the funnest to hunt when they're older are the trashiest suckers when they're younger.
Really? Okay.
The dogs that are
like your buddies,
striking,
right?
they're
Just like your buddies
striking.
in school.
Yeah, they're striking everything you walk over, and they're trying it, and they want to run it. Those are ones that are fun to hunt when you get them tuned in.
You can buy those kits.
What chipping, like microchips?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't. I didn't
You know
know.
what?
I thought you had to have a
should.
vet do that, so I probably should, but
You
I'll have to
actually
look
should.
into that.
Well, I don't feel like we have that. I don't know of anybody that theft problem here as much, I guess. And it's like I'm freeze branded. I try to freeze brand. I got to get through some other dogs, but it's hard to hide a freeze brand.
Right.
It is. It is. You know, freeze brands are nice, but unless I've heard of guys that have gone through it and eventually they won, but unless you have that brand registered,
Yeah, mine
which
is.
for livestock, yeah, but there's not a registry for dogs for brands.
But Arizona brand is your brand. You
Yep.
register that brand.
Yep, and you can do that, and that definitely helps for sure. You know.
Well, it's
You know,
kind of hard to say it's not yours when it's on your mules and your cattle.
Yeah, when you have 10 dogs with the same brand, you know.
What age do you do that at?
What's that?
What age do you brand their ears?
I wait till they're almost like close to a year because they're still growing.
Yep.
Their ears are still growing. I usually wait till, you know, at least like, you know, 10 to 12 months, but right around the year mark. I've got 2 I need to do now, and I know I posted that in the honey hole. I need to get a date set to just do some here in Arizona, and if guys want to
at the rendezvous.
Yeah, I can do it. If guys want to do it, I can bring enough stuff to do it, but they got to have their own brand because I don't carry them.
Yep.
Unless they want my brand on their dog, but I might put it on Jared. We'll see.
10 seconds. That's all you need for the skin.
Yeah, but
I do the rest. So
yeah, and I do ears, and I use dry ice and gas. I don't use liquid nitrogen. But
I use dry ice and acetone or denatured alcohol. Yeah.
Same thing. The only reason I use gas is because it won't freeze, and I can go get a gallon out of, you know, dump it out of my jug and be fine. That's the only thing the gas does is it's just a liquid that won't freeze.
Yep.
Let me ask this: if you know you're training your dogs, walking them on leashes, right? You know, you're walking a couple miles. Do you let them sniff every freaking thing on the ground?
As a puppy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you'll never get anywhere. You won't get 15 feet.
I get it. You know, and I'll kind of pull them along.
Okay.
But I mean, but also, I understand your situation is probably a little different, but very rarely, like, I don't do a lot with leashes, if that makes sense. Even my old dogs now, like I'm getting to where, like, when I have clients, I carry leashes, but right now, I'll carry 1 or 2 just in case, but very rarely do I leash my dogs ever.
Well, even I only carry them at the hound trials. That's it. But
Yeah,
even I have them in my pack, but most of my dogs, I can, even on a bear tree, I can pull them off.
that's how I am. The only reason I carry them when I have clients is because I don't want dogs on the tree when they shoot something.
You don't want
I
to
don't.
fall.
No, I don't need a 300-pound bear squishing 2 dogs when it falls out of a tree.
Nope. And if it
So,
can kill a human being falling, it'll kill a dog for
oh
sure.
yeah. So that I do leash at a tree when we're getting ready to kill something, but other than that, I yell and I say let's go, and it's time to go, and a dog that needs a reminder gets a tone, and that's it.
Right.
So how do you
But
get?
that takes time. It takes time to get there.
So how? Let's jump into the training now. You're in the. We'll say we're in the training, and he don't have an older dog. I've been spoiled as shit. I'll be honest, and I'm hurting it. I'm going to be hurting this year. I've been spoiled as shit though, and have had older dogs just to stop them with. Now, cage or no cage? Cage coon, let's say cage coon or no cage.
For
If you
for
have the opportunity to have a, which I do because of the hound trials.
I say for someone that's getting into it, like Kenny.
He's our guinea pig tonight for puppies. That's why he's on.
Yeah, like with pups that you don't have an older dog, you don't have 6 older dogs to help start them and do all this. Yeah, that's gonna help. That's gonna put some prey drive in them. It's gonna get some game drive, stuff like that. I don't remember the last coon my dogs have seen. I have dogs now alive that have never seen one.
Yeah.
Same with, gotta be careful, trainers of a different species. Same thing there. I haven't done that for years. I don't think it's a bad thing for puppies because it definitely helps. It's something that they can see physically, they can smell, and that kind of has some fight back to it, even if it's on the other side of a cage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a scent drag is just something that stinks, but the interaction at the end is very minimal, if that makes sense. Unless you have something that lives and breathes and makes some noise and moves. Movement is key, huge key. So that I think guys that are there's different levels of where everyone is at, and for those guys that are really just starting and have pups and that, I go for it and run as many as you can.
Yeah, I haven't sent Druid for a while. I put Sin on a little rag or a stuffed animal when the puppies are like 4, 6, 8 weeks. I get them to play around with it. I think I've sent you some videos.
Yeah,
Kenny, and I hang it in the tree, and you'll see them out there playing a tug of war, and it just kind of competition. And then I'll go out here in the state land, and I'll do a little, 20-yard drag. I like to watch which one is smelling that smell and saying, "Oh, we used to play with this," and then take it. I have to do it a little bit more now, and then anything caged, like at the rendezvous. We had a coon in the cage for the hound trial, not rendezvous, hound trials. And I let Stinker play with that coon on the cage, and those puppies started to bark around and play with it. So nice. I think it gets them interested.
It is. And puppies
have the opportunity to do it.
Puppies have ADD really bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where you said overestimating your dog, right? Because people who have a cage coon and the puppies are like, going up to it and then they run off to play. Like, it takes time. Halado was scared of a coon.
Oh, yeah.
Run away from it. And I was like, you son of a bitch. Now, crazy.
Well, they're like I say, they're well, I mean, lack of better words, a teenage boy. We all discover girls at a different age.
Mm-hmm.
And once we discover them, we're all screwed. Mm-hmm. Like, it gets bad. But Some of us discover them at 12 years old. Some of us don't discover them until we're 17. You know, you got late bloomers, you got early starters, and that's how dogs are going to be.
Yep.
They play with the drag that I put up in the tree. You know, I'll drag it around the yard and they'll attack you like it's going out of style and then throw it up in the tree. So they've been hitting that, and then I just leave it hanging in the tree. In the morning they'll run out there and attack for 30, 40 seconds and then
run off,
go to the bathroom, and then I'll go over there, bring them over to it and kind of throw it in their face, and they 15, 20 seconds, and then they go on to their next thing.
Yeah, and movement, like when you hang it in the tree, if you have it where you can bounce it up and down, that's a big thing for sure.
Yeah. They chase the cottontails pretty good too. I got cottontails running around. So
that's good. To me, that's great.
Let them do it. Yeah. Let them do it. They're learning to use their nose. They're learning. I mean, they're using their eyes, and once their eyes fail them, they're going to learn to use their nose.
Right.
And you can correct that. I mean, sometimes every once in a while you'll have one that's going to keep that through his whole life.
Right.
But I've hunted with guys that say, so what? What are they going to do? Chase it 100 yards and come back?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'll take a rabbit trash race over a coyote or a deer any day. The foxes are the worst for me because I have some dogs that will cold trail the shit out of a fox. And it's hard. It's hard to see a track in some of this country. Same with the dang Cotamundi, where they travel, and the way they travel is very similar to a lion.
Yeah.
So you're working some country thinking, we're working a lion, and then something just don't feel right. And it is what it is. And that's just all, experience, and like me coming from Utah down to Arizona, I went through a huge learning curve when it came to off game, because there's off game down here that my dogs have never seen. And so it was like I had to start a whole pack of pups again when it came to trash races. Because I had 15 dogs that run bear hard in Utah, and they come down here and they figure out that javelina stink and they can catch them. So it was a learning curve. I think I caught 4 or 5 pigs, had a lot of staples, had a lot of stitches.
Yeah, they tear you up pretty quick.
They do, and once I got through that, then I went down south, hunted with Jared, and we discovered Cotamundi. Yeah. That's a whole different world there.
And then Jared brought a Cotamundi and dropped it over by your house. So
then I caught one clear up here. I was pissed, but you can't fault a dog for running something they've never smelled and never been corrected off of.
Right.
And even then, it takes a few for them to really learn that's not okay. So it just, we all go. I mean, I've been in it almost 20 years, and I still have learning curves.
So 2 hours in, common mistake. I told you 2 hours goes by quick, didn't I?
It does. You ain't lying.
Common mistakes. Conclusion. Hunting too hard when they're too young, like expecting them maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think once a dog hits 10 months to a year, if it's grown and developed, that second year of its life, from its 1 year or a hair before to its second year, that dog needs to be hunted as hard as it can take, as hard as its body will let it go, and you have the time for. That is when you're going to get the most development out of a young dog. That's what's going to make or break that dog from being this level of dog or this level. Because that's when he's really, if it's started at a year, if it's wanting to go with dogs, if it's wanting to trail, if it's wanting to tree, you got to put time into it for sure.
Right.
Because the first year he's kind of toddler.
Yeah. I mean,
getting into his teenage stage where it's like, listen.
Yeah. Not every not every dog's going to fire at 6 months. And
Mhm.
even if they do fire at 6 months, they're still growing. They're still learning. They're still a toddler.
Yeah.
But you got to let their bones develop, their tendons develop. They can't be going on 20-mile bear races at 6 months old.
So
Not
what
saying they can't make it, but
Right.
it can hurt.
So we take our dogs in the morning, try to hike about a mile, maybe 2 miles. I mean,
Oh,
puppy.
hiking where they can run around and walk and do whatever, that's great. If it's a straight run for 2 miles, that can be hard on them.
Up and down the hill. You
Yeah.
guys will see my property one day. It's just up and down the hill 4 times. That's a mile. It's diverse. It kicks your ass. So
Yeah, no. If they're able to walk and run beside you, that's
Yep.
great. You're spending time with them.
Yep.
That you're spending time with them. That's all that matters.
I got an elk hunt coming up in Montana, so I have no choice. I gotta put that Atlas pack on and walk up and down the hill till.
Nope, I get it. Yep. So
The best thing to do on those puppies is get them out in the woods and let them start jumping rocks, logs, walking through brush, smelling everything out there, learning those smells.
yeah, like going to Colorado like you're doing is going to be great for them. They're going to get a whole world of new smells, a whole new world of terrain, water, whatever. Get them used to it. Let them do it. Yeah,
but it is
great thing
Colorado,
for them.
so don't come back a liberal.
I'll come back wearing Birkenstocks, driving a Subaru.
So now you don't want to expect too much from them.
Right.
That's a bad mistake. I think that's a horrible mistake.
It's hard.
We talk about the handler and we talk about the dog, and it's almost 75% handler, 75% dog. You got that overlap, and you can destroy a dog easy. And I think every dog will hunt, but not every dog's going to trail. Not every dog's going to tree. Not every dog's gonna they'll do something, and it might not be everything.
No, and that's where you got to decide if that's enough for you. Yep, that's where it comes. But yep, yeah, it's just, and like I say, it's hard not to get frustrated, and puppies are the most frustrating thing in the world.
They're fun. They're a little shithead, but it's
they are. They're fun, but they can be frustrating. But it's all in what you want from your dogs, and if it works for you, that's great. What works for you, what works for Chris, might not work for me, and that's where we're all different.
But it's great to take all of this knowledge, ask 50 houndsmen, because you're gonna mix it up and you're gonna pick apart little pieces out of it. Even mistakes, even hunting with somebody that you don't like.
You can learn what not to do.
Exactly. And there's a lot of common mistakes. Hunting them too hard when they're too young. Maybe not hunting them enough. That's a big mistake on new houndsmen, is not hunting them enough.
Well, and I mean, I think it's hard because some of them can't. You can only hunt what you can when it comes to life. Right. And so it might not be a mistake, but it's just a limit that they have, that they can only do so much, and that's where it comes to, a guy that, and it's a shitty term, but a guy that's a weekend warrior, it's going to take him a lot longer to get out of a dog what a guy that can hunt 4 days, 5 days a week will get out of that dog. The guy that can hunt more is going to get out of that dog twice as fast as the guy that can only hunt 1 or 2, maybe 3 weekends a month. That dog's just not getting enough exposure for it to progress as fast. They might all end up at the same place, but this dog's going to end up here at 3 years old, and this dog's going to end up there at 5 years old.
Right. And you have to consider what they're doing, right?
Yep.
If you're in an area, let's say you got a coon dog, and you're in an area that if you go out and you train 20 coons a weekend, that dog's going to learn more than if going out all week doing nothing, right?
Yep.
Right.
Every day for 2 weeks, every day. So that's why to build a dog. Here's my theory on. I don't think you can train a dog. I think a dog knows what to do. And I'll probably get some slack on this. But you can be a good influencer to that dog when he does, because you can't train him to hunt a lion, right? But you can take him to a lion track. You can teach him that's what you want to do and praise him for it. You understand what I'm saying? These dogs know what to do. They just don't know what you want them to do. So if you praise them every time you get on a lion track and they smell it and you're like, good boy, good boy, good boy, right? It's like children.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, if the kid don't take out the trash and you yell at them every day, take out the trash.
Right.
You know, but you're just smacking them for not doing it instead of giving them an allowance where he's like, damn, if I do that on my own, I'm going to get $10 this week or whatever the allowance is. There goes Dustin. He probably left because Dustin's real good at Irish goodbyes. I don't think you have to be a good trainer to get a dog to do what it takes. I think you have to be a good praiser, influence that dog to do it, to do better.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just patience. That's what I'm reading.
Oh, damn it. Let me come back
Don't
in.
fuck. Sounds a Hound. What I named the pups? Birdie Rose, Blue, Ruby, and Buck.
Every time Dustin gets kicked out, it drops. I can't hear you. I don't know what it is. So, does it make sense to what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you have to be a great dog trainer.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. I just went back in. I went out and came back in.
I got you.
So, I don't. I think if you took everybody's advice and you spend time with that dog and you tell that dog what you want it to train, whether you're doing the caging feral cats or chasing feral cats around the neighborhood or coons and telling them, good boy, good boy, good boy, that dog's going to want to work for you. Dogs are very loyal.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't hurt to know what you're doing. And I'm probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers on this as far as saying you don't have to be a dog trainer. But you definitely got to watch your mistakes. You know, keeping them pinned up, putting them with trashy dogs. You know what I mean? They're going to learn what another dog, just like if your teenagers hanging out with teenagers smoking weed, more than likely sooner or later they'll get peer pressured into smoking weed. So if you're hanging out with dogs that are chasing coyotes, that pup's going to be peer pressured into chasing coyotes.
Right.
Now, I'd rather him be peer pressured into chasing lions or bears or whatever you're chasing, or coons.
Yeah.
You know? And they do. This right here drives me crazy because in the old days, it wasn't illegal for feral cats. Now, what they did is said it was abuse. So if you took a feral cat out and you dumped it in 5 gallons of water and you let it go and the dogs chased them, it didn't matter. It was a feral cat. There's no leash laws. There's nothing on it. This is way back in the day before bleeding hearts ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
The feral cats are the most invasive, dirty, nasty, species-killing thing in the world.
Right.
And so then it got to where, it's mean to let a dog kill a cat. So, but it wasn't inhumane if the cat treed and you shot it out of the tree. Right? That was more humane. Then you let the dogs chew on it. But now it's, heaven forbid, if your neighbor cat comes in your yard and your dog chases it because you're a bad guy. But I think one of the biggest mistakes in puppies is giving up too early. You shouldn't give up too early. So you got to just stick with it. Find some people. Yeah. No, I don't mind. You know, I don't think I'm no dog guru or nothing. I just know what I do. And, you know, I send you videos of what I do. And like Dustin said, it works for me. It may not work for Jason Friggins. It may not work for Wayne Bisbee. and they might do shit that I don't agree with. But I always tell this story. Is even somebody that's not experienced asks you or tells you a question or tells you, what about this? There was a tractor trailer pulling a loader, got stuck under, I think it was over on I-17, got stuck under a bridge. All the engineers were out there. Some engineers showed up, brought his 10-year-old kid with them. 10-year-old kid gets out of the truck, walks over and says, "What are you guys doing?" And they're saying, "We're trying to figure out how to get this loader from under this bridge." And the kid says, "Why don't you just let the air out of the tires?"
Right.
I think we overthink it. Yep. If you've been in dogs 20, 30 years, you're going to see something. If I say, I do this, you're going to be like, well, why wouldn't you do it this way? Me personally, I'll be like, damn, you might be right.
Yeah.
I'll always try it. I'll try people's stuff unless it's really stupid. I'm like, no, but even then, as stupid as it might sound, that mediocre answer, that another set of eyes, another brain saying, why don't you let the air out of the tires, from a 10-year-old kid on people who spent $200,000 on degrees. That kid you took hunting, rock. Real quick. Her name got changed to Lady. Ryan. I couldn't say rock. Drove me crazy. So her name's Lady now. Ryan Bailey gave me a paper dog. First paper dog I've ever had. So I'm real excited about it. Right now it's hanging out with my mutt dogs. So hopefully don't ruin it. But
getting in the mix.
And, some of those dogs went back to UKC. One of them went to a white trash redneck, which was me. So, and it kind of put me on the spot, because now I'm like, damn, now I got to really work this dog and see how it turns out with my grade dogs. We always have that argument of line and mutt dogs and grade dogs. I personally, a dog's a dog. If you have a good dog, it don't matter where it came from. And it could be part German Shepherd. I know people running half Queensland Heelers and they're catching bear.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so hopefully you learned something tonight. I hope everybody learned something tonight. You are the perfect example to come on, because you're getting back into it and you haven't been into it, 30 years?
Oh yeah. Turning 50 in a couple weeks. So yeah.
You're literally you're new. You know what I mean?
Like a virgin, man.
But you have a little experience and you watch people work it. And that's kind of why I started Anecdote of a Houndsman, is to just for this, to get mediocre people, nobody that's special, to get together and just say, hey,
let's go and have a good time.
Yep. So I'm happy to help anybody, kids, dummies, smart people, it don't matter to me. So I definitely hope, and I told you, people don't want to get on here but man, it's been 2 hours and 13 minutes so far.
And I came on 20 minutes late.
Yeah. I barely got on 5, my power's on now, but
yeah,
and man, I could have just went in there and said, screw it. So, but I didn't, I was like, I'll just go sit in my truck, and man, I got soaked. I had my Crocs on, or like these slippers that I wear, and it was raining. I had to put my mud boots on. I was scrambling to get my inverter hooked up. I was scrambling to get my phone. My phone was dead, and it's not overheating or nothing, so it worked out good. But I do appreciate you coming on, man. I hope you had fun, and I hope everybody learned something. I hope you took something from it. A lot of information tonight. And I've been trying. Yeah. People keep saying our show gets better. And we did a rabbit hole in the beginning, but I think people appreciate those rabbit holes, because sometimes you learn some stuff out of them rabbit holes.
Yeah, I'll have to listen to this, because, we talked about so much different stuff. So, I'm a slow learner. So.
And then I make it a podcast. So when you drive a lot, because I know where you live, and that's all I do is I listen to podcasts. So, but
right on.
So that's what I started for, try to help people.
Let's do it.
And I love the lives, because you have live interaction. So
it was definitely fun. I appreciate the invite. Look forward to doing it again.
Sounds good. Whenever you want to jump on, jump on.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do. Thanks for the comments, everybody.
All right, Kenny, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Later.
All right, guys, we did it out of my truck. Beautiful weather. I couldn't even tell you. It's probably only 60 degrees up here right now. Hate to brag about it, but azhhr.com. If you go to azwda.com, that will take you there. Look up the rendezvous. Still looking for sponsors. I had a guy text me and say, what did you need $20,000 for? And I said, everything. Got to get brochures ready for next year. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a ballot initiative. I've heard this through little birdies, flies on the wall. Hopefully it don't happen. But I do want to get brochures out. I'm trying to get the AZWDA interested or involved in other groups. We're having a squirrel hunt October 16th. Go to azwda.com and sign your kids up. If you have squirrel dogs, which ain't a huge thing in Arizona, if you have squirrel dogs, I would love for you to be a mentor there. And it just gets these other hunters involved in dogs. The rendezvous, that's October 16th, 17th, 18th, and there's food there. And even game and fish officers you can make fun of. Get signed up, though. You have to sign up to the Arizona Game and Fish. There's 19 spots left out of 25. So get your kids signed up. What else do I got? The rendezvous is August 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Over-the-counter deer, bear and lion open up. Casey Fair and his gorgeous wife is going to be cooking for us. If you can get anybody to donate raffle items, anything, if you make stuff, throw it in there. And we'll get it on the raffle table. The rendezvous is to make money for the Arizona Working Dog Alliance. So I can buy brochures and go to the Capitol and talk to representatives because nobody wants to do it. What else we got going on? I think that's it for now. Good enough. But if you want to become a member of the Arizona Working Dog Alliance, azwda.com. Other than that, keep your powder dry and stay safe out there, guys.
Well, bye.